Hello ARFCOM family, thank you for tuning in. We're on location at Brownells with the ARFCOM crew, everybody except for Andrew. Andrew's back home making the news because he loves you.
I love you.
But today we're going to be shooting the Colt King Cobra 4-inch target. This thing is going to be a blast for me. I love a good double action revolver. We're going to take a really good look at this. We're going to shoot it. But first, a word from our sponsor. Now I know, don't look at me like that. Look at me like this with your brand new night vision from TNVC. Go check them out at tnvc.com. So the rounds here are a Sig Sauer 125 grain FMJ. We're going to start off with Magnums. So let's see what we think about it. Not too bad. All right, just to give you a closer look at the Colt King Cobra. This thing is absolutely slick. Of course, it's a 6-shot. We've got an adjustable rear blade. And that fiber optic front, I really do like that. It's very easy to pick up, especially out here in the Iowa sun. These Altamont grips, I'll have more to say about these later on in the video. But for the trigger, I really like the trigger. Just nice and smooth. Of course, single action, light and crisp. And I brought out my Smith & Wesson 686 just in comparison. As far as I'm concerned, the Smith & Wesson 686 would be this one's nearest competitor. 686 is just a tad heavier. It's got just a little bit more shine to the finish. But I would consider the King Cobra to be a contender. Now let's go shoot this thing some more. All right, second cylinder. You know, I really like this thing, but dadgum if this grip isn't slick. I really like Altamont. I have Altamont on other pistols, even just a J-frame Smith, that isn't the easiest thing to hold on to. But this matte finish that's on here, I almost feel like you could sand it down and put a good clear coat on it, almost get more grip. I don't know, it's just odd. My hand's wanting to ride up the back strap after about 5 rounds. But if you're wearing gloves, maybe a colder climate, because right now it's hot. We're out here, we're like cats on a hot tin roof just bouncing around. So that may have some bearing on it, but for right now, this isn't doing the job for me. But now maybe if we could swap a good set of rubber grips on it, that would be the easy, economical decision that may just work out in all weather. But now as for the finish, I really like the finish. It's a good, nice, polished stainless. But now when we did pull it out of the box, the cylinder release was really sticky. After several rounds, it's finally loosened up. So we're doing all right there. So it's starting to feel better. Now the trigger, I really like the trigger. It's a good, smooth double action. Of course, it's a little bit heavy, but that is with all double action revolvers. But this one right here, I really don't think you need to get in and polish anything. It feels pretty good as is. Now this fiber optic front sight, out here in this sun, it absolutely picks up. It is glowing right off the front of this gun. It's really easy to acquire the target, really easy to see it. This rear adjustable blade, now I really would like to adjust this in, get it real nice and tight. That way we can punch real good groups on paper. I think I like it. Let's go shoot it some more. But I haven't tried it in single action yet. Let's go ahead and do that. So the single action is short and crisp. I really like that. I am a double action guy. It took me just a second to get used to actually cocking a hammer. I wasn't used to that motion. If you'll notice, I was kind of awkwardly moving my thumb so I could cock the hammer and then rolling it back under my support hand. Now directly out of the box, the cylinder release was a little bit stiff. It just wouldn't quite let go. I actually had to give the cylinder a little wiggle, pull the hammer a little, and then hit the cylinder release. But now after several rounds, it's loosened up and it's starting to wear in nicely. Okay, so I want to see what kind of group I can shoot with this. Now this trigger does stage a little bit differently than the Smith & Wesson 686 that I'm really used to. Well, let's see what we can do. Of course, these are all double action. Not too bad. Let's slide down here and look at it. So, got two right in the yellow, got two just a little bit low, two to the left, but of course, fit them all right there in the frame of the gun. The trigger's actually pretty decent, a little bit more work, and I could draw that right in. But today's ammunition has been the 6 Hour 357 Magnum. This stuff is rated at 1,450 feet per second. We're probably not getting near that out of this 4-inch barrel, but I do know that the recoil is actually very manageable. With this slicker grip, I'm glad we chose this ammunition to bring it out today. I was telling the guys off film, 158 grain, my hand would have been plumb up over the backstop by the time we got through shooting it, had this been a heavier recoiling round. But now, like I said, that is easily remedied by putting a nice rubber grip on here. We'll just save these wooden ones for presentation. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this look at the Colt King Cobra. If you have, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Leave us a comment to help with engagement. Until next time, I love you.